Here, we have two great leaders that impacted the history of Russia forever. Genghis Khan on the left and Alexander Nevsky on the right. And they are about to make history. Let's watch.
Welcome to Russia.
I am conquering the Golden Horde.
Okay, but keep Eastern Orthodox prominent in Russia.
Okay, bow down.
Okay, I bow down now.
Hello and welcome. Here we have a great interview with the leader Genghis Khan, who changed the history of Russia forever. I would like you to explain why this is one of the most important events in Russia's history of all time.
This is an important event in Russia's history because once the Mongols conquered Russia, it became a very backward society and it could not keep up with the rest of Western Europe, and it fell behind in technology and culture, and it did not take part in the Renaissance, and that's one of the reasons why Russia is so culturally backwards today.
So you guys isolated Russia and you made them turn to the east rather than the west?
You could say that.
Thank you. And the second greatest moment that impacted Russia's history today was the Russian Civil War. Here are some statistics detailing this event. This war led to 15 million dead, and the White Army killed 50,000 communists, so the communists killed the majority of the people. 1 million Russians did escape Russia at this time. The cost for this war cost Russia $35 billion, and production fell over 20% since 1913. Both armies had over 2,500 troops, but there was 344 peasant revolts in this time span. The Red Army was victorious because the White Army's struggle with geography, internal division, and lack of patriotism led their downfall. And now we have first-person combat footage from the Russian Civil War that is extremely rare.
I am Captain Communist.
I am a Menshevik.
You suck.
I'm better than you.
I kill you. Die. Captain Communist is victorious.
Hello and welcome. Today we have an interview with one of the most prominent heroes of the USSR,
Captain Communist.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Hello, how are you doing today?
I am very good. How are you?
I'm good too.
That's good.
Okay, I have a very important question.
I have
to ask you
answer.
today. Okay, so your army defeated the White Army in the Russian Civil War, and that was the turning point for what is known as the USSR today. How does that impact Russia's history?
Very important because the Red Army favorite come and get out of my face right now, which would play political factor on Russia for much of the 20th century and influence other realms of the world like Southeast Asia, spreading the political diffusion of communism across the world.
So how did communism change life for everyday people in Russia?
Well, it made Russia very nice, much industrialization, very many parties, very fun, yes, very good, solid style.
May I interrupt you, please? Well, the USSR has collapsed, so you can say bad things about them. You won't get purged anymore.
No, it's fine. They're always watching us. You can't.
They're not watching.
Yes, they are.
He's
Right here. He's watching me. He's a part of me.
Would you like to take that off?
No, I can't. It's stitched to my neck.
Okay. Well then, how would you say the Russian Civil War affected foreign policy?
Foreign policy? Well, see, communist government made us not favor capitalist countries like of the West, like United States of America, NATO countries such as Britain, France, and all those people.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
I'm going to stop you there
okay.
before you offend anybody.
I
Well, thank you, Captain Communism. Thank you so much for being on
It was
our
your
show.
pleasure.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well, yeah. Okay.
Goodbye.
Communism greatly impacted the demographics of the USSR. In 1970, in the midst of the era of communism, the population was 241,720. The rural percent of the population was 43.7%, and life expectancy was 69.3. The death rate was every 822.4 out of 100,000 people died, and the infant mortality rate was 24.7 per 1,000 infants. In 1989, nearing the end of communism, the population was 148,689,000 people, and the rural percent of the population went down to 34.1%. Life expectancy barely increased at 69.5, and the death rate increased to 994.4 out of every 100,000 people, and infant mortality went down a little bit at 22.7 per 1,000 infants. And now, the final greatest moment in Russia's history, the collapse of communism.
Don't hit my face. Oh, you're a strong woman. You pull my cloud. Awkwardly falling down. Oh! communism down!
Welcome to our interview with Lady Democracy. Okay, so you defeated communism in Russia. The people revolted. The Berlin Wall came down.
Oh, it's
Then
coming back
all
to
of
me
the
now.
eastern states, they revolted too, and communism was just dwindling.
Yes.
And finally, President of Russia, he got rid of communism and embraced the capitalist style of the West.
As everyone should.
Right, and I would like you to tell me how this impacted the history of Russia and Russia today.
Well, it took Russia from a backwards, really sucky country and it kind of industrialized it and made it more modern because everybody knows democracy is better than communism.
Not true.
So like Russia today, the communists are gone. You would say it's more like prosperous and such, and there's not as much death. And
Yeah, it's like back then it was kind of like a 2 and now it's more of an 8 or 9.
okay, I feel you. So communism did change Russia for the better, or the fall of communism changed Russia for the better, and the whole society, like Western ideas were coming in, and they weren't blocked off from the West anymore.
And all the countries kind of broke up. They weren't forced to be under one USSR. They all broke up. So
Yes.
that
Well,
was good.
thank you so much. I'm glad we had you today. Three main problems Russia faces today are the problems with Chechnya and the terrorism, demographics, and the problem of if Russia is really a democracy under the leadership of Vladimir Putin. So Chechnya is a separate entity of Russia that wishes to become independent, and they are a great terrorist organization to get their independence. So this all started in 1994, and in 2002, terrorists took 900 people hostage in a movie theater, one of the biggest events that they had. So the most wanted fugitive of the Chechens is warlord Doku Omarov. The worst attack that took place was in 2004, and they took an entire middle school hostage and all the children inside. The incidents in violence have been getting worse. It has rose from 795 in 2008 to 1,000 in 2009. So this is a big problem in Russia today because this has had a great spark of violence, and it has impacted Russia, and there is much fighting over Chechnya when they could be focusing on other things, such as their demographics, which is problem 2. So the population in Russia in 2010 is 142,900,000, while the death rate is 13.9 per 1,000 people, which is a very high death rate for a so-called developed country. The infant mortality is 8.1 per 1,000 people, and life expectancy is a very low 70.3 years. This is only about 1 year greater than when Russia was under the suppressive regime of communism. The life expectancy is very different between males and females. Males are only expected to live to 64.5, while females will live all the way to 76.1. This is because the males are subjected to dangerous conditions while working, a lot more alcohol poisoning, and heart problems are common among the men. Speaking of which, alcohol-related deaths account for 52% of the deaths in Russia. And this is a key issue today because they are struggling with their slowing population and the many people that die, and how to fix this and fix their healthcare situation. And welcome, here we are today with
Vladimir Putin.
Yes, today's leader and president of Russia, as he said, Vladimir Putin. How are you doing today?
I'm very good. How are you?
So, I have called you to interview you today because most of us think that you are one of Russia's greatest problems today.
am what?
Yes, one of Russia's key problems.
Why am I problem?
Well, you are a big problem because, for one, no one even knows if you should have been elected.
No, I should have been. I did not. I might have tampered with the election, but all is fair because it is democracy here in Russia.
Yes, and those air quotes describe it very well. In Russia, we can't even tell if you guys are really democracy.
Well, we are democracy. You're right.
You seem like a dictator.
No comment.
You're very selfish, and you earn a lot of money.
I do.
Yes.
You want to go on date after this?
No.
I have no.
You have the issue with Chechnya and a very, very low life expectancy compared to countries like the U.S. and the countries in Western Europe. And you're focused on your Rolls Royce and your airplanes, and you're destroying the country, and you haven't done anything. We've seen no changes in Russia while you've been in leadership.
I don't know what I can say. I honestly don't.
So are you admitting that you are a great problem for Russia?
Well, I have much fun in Russia.
He is fun, but the people, they don't have fun. They don't have fun at all.
I am good leader. They elected me. They elected me. They elected me leader.
Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Putin. And
It was your pleasure.
the big question we have now is the future of Russia. What does it hold? Who knows? Well, in the next 5 years, Putin will be ousted. His people will revolt, as has happened in the past when communism came back. And in 10 years, they will try, just like the Tsar tried to make the Duma in the revisionary government. The country will try to become democratic, but it will not work. So, after 20 long years, communism will be revived.
Communism!
And here we have Captain Communism, revived from the dead, to tell us about Russia in the future.
I revived from dead.
Yes, you do.
I do. So in future, in 2025, communism rise. I revived from dead.
Yes, you do.
I do. So in future, in 2025, communism rise from dead because Putin stupid and spent all money and made democracy, but still had communistic roots. So full-fledged communist government took over Putin and kicked him out of government and sent him into Gulag in Siberia where he froze. Now, I, Captain Communism, rule all this great land called Mother Russia.
Yes, the endless cycle that Russia has been going through, trying to be demographic, trying to westernize like they did in their history, failing, people revolting, has finally settled back into the next stage of the cycle, communism. Thank you, Captain Communism.